Looking around and seeing, a history of developing 5,500 homes and managing 5,300 homes, something arises, and what arises is the whole issue of maintenance of those units. As we think about the work that we're involved in, we can't but think about the housing crisis that we have and the people who are dependent upon us to provide them with homes, but also to think about their experience when we do house them. So maintenance is a huge issue. For us, it is for the whole sector. The first Housing Regulators report highlighted that sinking funds was the single biggest issue. So in Respond, we're challenged like everybody else to provide good quality housing, to do it properly, to look at all the different forms of maintenance that we're required to deliver on. And as part of that exercise, Respond looked at fuel poverty and the impact on older people and families generally in terms of the quality of our housing and the cost of heating for people in those homes. And one of the approaches that Respond took was to spend, including this year, 15.5 million on energy deep retrofit upgrades, energy upgrades of houses, 1,523 housing units. And this has been made possible through grant funding of roughly half that amount of money by the SEAI. And we also, other than using our own funds, we also look to private finance through the HFA and the EIB to get loans of 3.75 million. In order to look at the impact of that investment, Respond joined forces with the SRI. They conducted a survey which looks at the effects for people in terms of fuel poverty, in terms of their energy usage, and to see what difference does it make if you replace boilers, put in heat pumps, do wall and attic insulation, put CFL bulbs and CO2 detectors into the units. Does it really make a difference? How do they feel about it? What have they to say about that? It's no surprise that this is making a big difference for people. At the moment, we have 1,435 units in our development strategy, named units at various stages of planning and development. We have the benefit here of 17 people in our property management department, led by Parag, our head architect. We have other architects, quantity surveyors and architectural technicians. I know this is slightly unusual for AHBs, but it really helps us in terms of development, but also in the management of our stock. And we also have the Active H housing system, which allows us to track our commitment to, but also our delivery of maintenance for the houses in our stock. The approach of Respond is, I think, slightly different to a lot of AHBs in that we think it's important to have supports and services for our tenants. So the Minister at the moment is interested in integrated developments where people with different types of tenure will be living side by side. And in order for that to work and for the Part 5 process to work effectively, everybody, not just our tenants, needs to see that the properties are well maintained, that they're happy to live side by side with our properties as much as any others. So our approach to maintenance involves a call centre where tenants can ring in and can log their requests for maintenance. Of course, this speeds up the response, it speeds up the amount we spend, but interestingly enough, we did a study and our unit cost for maintenance has dropped. So we think that this is an effective way to go about it.